Hi everybody, happy Sunday and welcome into this Labor Day edition of the Marlins Minor League Report. I'm Jumbo Shrimp broadcaster Matt Davis, and once again we'll take you on a tour of the week that was for the Marlins minor league affiliates through Triple-A Jacksonville, Double-A Pensacola, High-A Beloit, and Low-A Jupiter. We'll start with Triple-A Jacksonville, and right now they're in the midst of a skid, losing 12 of their last 17 after a loss to the Rochester Red Wings 4-3 last night. Jacksonville has now lost 4 of the last 5 games. They did win on Thursday, and it was a tough battle. Actually, Jacksonville took the initial lead, then Rochester held a lead after 2. The Jumbo Shrimp evened the game in the third. It stayed that way until the 7th when Brian Navarretto smacked a go-ahead home run. Right-hander centers the pitch again. Swing, hit in the air, right field. Chanel is back onto the track, at the wall in the corner. Goodbye, Shrimp on top. The 5th home run for Brian Navarretto, a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Jumbo Shrimp are back on top. It's 3-2. Despite this 12 of their last 17, Jacksonville falling in those contests, there's been a lot of good things going on. Victor Mesa Jr. is hitting .395 over his last 10 games with an OPS over 1,000. He also has 4 walks, 11 runs driven in, and he's totaled 22 bases. He has 15 hits over his last 38. Jacob Berry is hitting .350. And the pitching, Freddie Tarnok is currently on a 14 1/3 scoreless inning streak with Jacksonville over his last 10 appearances. Zach McCampbell has only allowed 1 earned run over his last 12 2/3 innings. Josh White, since coming up from Double-A Pensacola, has been one of the biggest standouts from that squad that has left Double-A and come up to Triple-A. In his last 10 games, that totals 13 2/3 innings. He has 21 strikeouts and an ERA of 1.32. And obviously the biggest story is the top pitching prospect, Robbie Snelling. Over his last 8 games, he has totaled 45 2/3 innings, striking out a whopping 54 against just 13 walks. So despite Jacksonville losing 12 of their last 17, a lot of good things to look at as they look to wrap up the rest of this season hot into their playoff run that starts on September 23rd.
Hey everybody, this is Pensacola Blue Wahoos broadcaster Eric Bramer with an update on the Miami Marlins Double-A affiliate with 2 weeks remaining in the Southern League regular season. The Blue Wahoos entered this week knowing it would be a pretty important home series. 7 games in 6 days against a playoff team out of the North Division, the Chattanooga Lookouts. The Wahoos so far have split their 6 games against the Lookouts, but unfortunately have lost ground in the division standings. On Tuesday night, they were 1 out away from victory before their first blown lead after 8 innings all season came at a very bad time, turning a win into a loss. The Wahoos split a doubleheader on Wednesday, highlighted by a blowout victory in Game 1, a 15-3 victory that saw Tony Bullard hit a grand slam and Kemp Alderman drive in 5 runs. They lost Game 2 of their doubleheader Wednesday and lost on Thursday before bouncing back with a walk-off hit-by-pitch from Jared Cerna on Friday and a pretty impressive team effort on Saturday night. Thomas White, the top prospect in the Marlins organization, struck out 10 batters over 5 no-hit innings. He now has 14.3 strikeouts per 9 across the Midwest League and the Southern League. That's the second best rate in all of minor league baseball. Late in the game, with the Wahoos needing to add a little bit of cushion, Fenwick Trimble came through in the clutch.
1-1. Swing and a high fly ball out to deep right field. Hendrick back onto the warning track. Goodbye! Grand slam, Fenwick Trimble! And the Wahoos tear it open in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 7-0 Pensacola.
For the Wahoos, it was their 3rd grand slam of the season and 2nd in the span of a week as Tony Bullard hit one out to left field in Game 1 of their doubleheader on Wednesday. The Blue Wahoos have the rubber match this afternoon against the Lookouts. Despite taking 3 out of 6, their divisional deficit has grown from a game and a half to 3 games, with now 13 to play. The Wahoos need to make a move. At the very least, they've won 2 in a row as they look to finish off this series at home with a win this afternoon against the Lookouts. This has been Eric Bramer with your Wahoos Update.
Hi, this is broadcaster Adam Glover, and this is your weekly update on the Beloit Sky Car. Beloit is on a roll right now. They have won 3 consecutive games. They've allowed just 9 runs in the 5 contests against the Cedar Rapids Colonels, and the playoffs are in sight. They haven't clinched, but the magic number is down to 5. The pitching has been ridiculous as of late, especially this series. Carson Milbrandt back on Tuesday with a Big Ten strikeout performance, and then on Friday, even though it was one of the more higher scoring games of the series, Beloit pulled out a very impressive 10th inning win, capped off by a Canarella RBI double that gave Beloit the lead that they never relinquished.
Comes home, Canarella swings and lashes one to left, down for a hit, and skipping onto the warning track. Around third comes Jenkins Coward. He's in to score, and Canarella stands up on second to put Beloit just like that back on top, 5-4.
Cam Canarella with one of the biggest hits of the season for Beloit, who are now 33-25, 2.5 games ahead of South Bend and Quad Cities, and they now have a winning record on the road. What an impressive second half for Beloit. You really got to root for these guys because it was a bit of a slide towards the end of the first half. They got some really good talent, and they're playing some of the best baseball as of late in all of minor league baseball. Not just high A, all of minor league baseball. That pitching staff has been excellent. The hitters have been clutch, and Beloit right now on pace to win the Midwest League West Division in the second half. I'm Adam Glover, and this has been your weekly update on the Beloit Skycarp.
With the Jupiter Hammerheads, I'm Ian Binky. The Hammerheads sit 4 games behind the Daytona Tortugas for a playoff spot with 7 games remaining in the regular season. Daytona holds a tiebreaker over Jupiter as well. While playoff odds may seem long, several players had a standout August. 20-year-old left-handed pitcher Julio Mendez had one of the best months of his professional career. In 25 innings over 5 starts, he went 4-0 with just 2 runs allowed alongside 29 strikeouts. He already claimed Pitcher of the Week honors earlier this month and is poised to take home FSL Pitcher of the Month award as well. At the plate, Abraham Ramirez has been a steady presence. In Saturday's doubleheader against Palm Beach, the 20-year-old infielder had a 27-game on-base streak come to an end. He fell 1 game shy of tying his 28-game streak from earlier this season. Meanwhile, Andres Valor and Esmael Valencia have provided the power at the plate. In August, Valor has a .507 slugging percentage through 19 games, while Valencia has a .988 OPS through 20 games as a Hammerhead. Jupiter finishes the season on the road against first-half champion in the West Division, Lakeland, with hopes of battling into the playoffs. For the Jupiter Hammerheads, I'm Ian Binky.
That wraps up this Labor Day edition of the Marlins Minor League Report. Thanks to Scott Kornberg, Eric Bramer, Adam Glover, Ian Binky, and Brennan Erlinson. I'm Jumbo Shrimp broadcaster Matt Davis, and this has been the Marlins Minor League Report.